Hello, I'm Sally Pointer. Today I'm going to show you how to draw a Welsh Dragon inspired interlace pattern. This is the same sort of design that sometimes get called Celtic knotwork. Interlace is a more official term. Let's get started. All you need is a sheet of paper and a pencil or a couple of coloured pens. Interlace patterns were very popular with people like the Vikings, who use these really ornate patterns to decorate all sorts of things. You find them on things like shields, scabbards, jewellery. They're really easy to draw if you start with the basics. Now I'm going to start mine using a join the dot method, and I'm going to start by doing a grid of 4 dots by 4 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The one in the corner is in both rows. I'll just finish that out. So I've got 4 dots by 4 dots. Now that's going to give me the framework for a really simple interlace. And the easiest way to deal with it is to start by drawing in corners all the way around. Doesn't matter where you start. I'm just holding my hand so you can see what I'm doing. Now that's used up about half of the dots, and that's going to leave us with just 4 dots on the inside. Doesn't matter which direction you go, but pick one and join it up to a corner. Have a look at this one. What's the only dot left for it to join up with? It's that one. Have a look at this one. What's the next dot available for it one to join up with? That's there. This one joins up to there. And can you see we've got an interlace pattern? If I fasten this up, we've got one sort of oval shape that joins up with another almost oval shape. Let's try that with a different set of dots. So this time I'm still going to use 4 in one direction. I'm going to try 6 in the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just finish putting my dots in. You can make your dots quite light when you can see what's going on. I'm trying to make mine fat enough that you can see. Same idea again. We're going to start with the corners. Just use your dots to make corners. Now this time I've got some dots left over along the edges, so I'm just going to join them together. And now we're going to do exactly the same idea. This time I think I'm going to go in this direction. So for the next corner, what's the only dot available to it? It's this one. And once that shows us what direction we're going in, you just keep winding round. Oh, what's this though? I've got 2 dots left over in the middle. Well, I think you can guess what we need to do there. We just need to do that. Guessing the idea? We'll do one more. This time I'm going to do let's try 4 by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Same idea again. Let's start with our corners. And then we'll join the dots, except this time I've got 4 dots left. Well, that's 2 sets of 2. We'll do exactly the same thing again. Pick a direction to start with, and then just keep working in the same direction all the way around until you can see what needs joining up. So let's have a look how these work when you start fattening them, so you can thicken them up to make designs. So with this one, we were very clearly one oval shape intersects with another one. Let's see how this one works. If I follow the path this one makes, oh, isn't that interesting? even though it's a bigger pattern, that's all one knot. How about this one? Doesn't matter where you start. Just trace it. Oh, well that's one loop, isn't it? Let's see what happens if I trace the other one. There we are. So we've got 2 loops joined together here, just in a longer pattern. You can make them as long as you like. Now we've done all of these on a 4-sided start. What happens if I make the sides wider as well? So just to finish off, let's do one that's 6 by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just finish those dots. With a bit of practice, you can fit these shapes into things that aren't exactly regular, but for starters, get the hang of these. Same idea, I always start with my corners. Then I see what gaps I've got left around the edges. Then I've just got the inside to fill up. So I'm just going to decide which direction to wind these in. I think I'll go this way this time. And just follow along nice and logically. Your design is always going to use up each dot. Now, we've got quite a few left over in the middle here, but you sort of know how they work now. We know that this one needs to come back on itself. It's going to dive under this one, and it's going to go there. So it's going to go over this line. So this one has to go there. This one has to go there. Do you see how that works? Now then, let's have a look at how we draw our dragon. So I've started some of this already to show you how it goes. So we're going to start off here with a grid that's 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we've done this one before, haven't we? We know how this works. We're going to start with our corners. That gives us 4 spare dots along the side. So that's 2 sections there. I need to decide which way round I'm going to wind this. I think in this case I'm going to do it this way. Doesn't really matter. And then that just leaves me with some dots in the middle to fill up. Now, if I thicken those lines up, and I traced around these with pencil and then filled them in. So what I'd really done with these is I'd done this on each side, where the middle lines were in pencil, and you just fatten things up until it fits. Okay, does that make sense? So we can see now how this is going to work. If I trace this, we can see that we're going to end up with one loop in one colour intersecting with another loop in another colour. Now, because I used to live in Wales, I'm going to design mine to look a little bit like a Welsh dragon. So I'm going to turn this red section into my dragon, and then that green is going to be the green of the Welsh flag. So all I've done is I've sketched this out very lightly. I hope you can see that. And I've added some twiddly bits. So on the top here, I've added my dragon's face. Along the bottom, I've added his feet. I've added a curly tail. Now, if I start going over my pencil lines, you can see that as long as the basic shapes stay the same, I can do all sorts of strange things to put creatures into my interlace pattern. Now the tail, I've added some extra twiddly bits, but I've always remembered the rule that it goes under and over each line. The nice thing about using pencils with rubbers on is that if it takes you a little bit of time to get that just right, it really doesn't matter. So I'm going to finish filling this in. We'll speed up a little bit and then we'll colour it all in. There we go. One interlace pattern Welsh Dragon based on 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dots. 4 by 8 dots. Wind your corners, fasten up your lines, add any twiddly bits. Of course, you can make all sorts of creatures this way. I hope you have a lot of fun drawing interlace patterns. I'd love to see how your design comes out. Bye for now.